batch scones from this 1987 book. So here is the recipe that we are going to be using, and here is what it's supposed to look like. I just fell in love with this recipe, so I wanted to try it, and our first step is actually making our own self-rising flour, because it's not something I usually keep on hand, but I looked up a recipe, and we're going to kind of do things a little bit real time here because I didn't get everything prepped, but I do have everything on the counter here with me today. So thank you so much for joining if you are here live, and thank you if you're watching the replay. I appreciate you. I am Trista, the Vintage Cookbook Nerd. And so first we're going to make our self-rising flour. I have a teaspoon of salt in here, kind of the finer salt. And then we're going to put 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got my big bin back here. So I would love to know how you all are doing, if anyone has spring fever, if the weather is warming up and getting sunny. I love it. It's actually currently sunny outside where we are here in Oregon. So I have 4 cups of flour, the teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of baking powder in here. And we're not going to be using all this flour today, but I will keep the rest in a container that's marked self-raising flour, because this book tends to have a lot of these type of recipes. So we're gonna kind of double, triple whisk it to make sure that all of those things are incorporated well here. So also let me know if you love scones or love to make scones. I make a lot of scones at the tea house where I work and at home, and also I did a farmer's market business a long time ago, so a lot of scones there. I wonder how many scones I've made in my life. Probably a lot. Probably way more than 1,000 scones, I'd say. So, but I always love to try a new one. So for this recipe, we have the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You can either grease a baking sheet, or I use these Silpat mats. I just leave them on there, so that makes that nice. And then we've got all our tea making stuff over there for later. So we need 2 cups of the self-raising flour that we just created over here. And one of the things I like about this recipe is it has a lot of spices in it and a little bit of dried fruit, a couple of my favorite things. So we have self-raising flour here, 2 cups, and we are going to sift together, I like to use a whisk, all of the spices in here. So we have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just gonna I don't have them pre-prepared today. This is a casual video here. And then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Let me know in the chat or the comments what your favorite spices are. I absolutely love cinnamon, but also ginger is a favorite. So it's basically a 1/4 teaspoon of all of these. Some ginger now. And we have mace, which is a new favorite of mine. It adds a special taste. Oops. And that'll last probably a lifetime, because it seems to only be a 1/4 of an or an 1/8 teaspoon per type of recipe that calls for mace. So we have coriander, which I think is really interesting in a spice scone recipe. So there go all the spices. Get that whisked up. yeah, let me know if you've done any fun spring activities, if you like gardening, if you're starting to plant seeds or other plants. Towards the end of the month, I'm going to plant more of my flowers, but I've already planted a rose bush and a pink jasmine. Those are so beautiful. Okay, so we have, it calls for shortening, but I like to use butter, and we have a half a cup that's just cut up into small pieces. So we're gonna get that in there. And this is my baking meditation. I love to just work this in with my fingers. I found that the tools don't work as well as my fingers as far as mixing this dough. So I like to get a feel for mixing in the butter. Let me know what you think and what you use for mixing in butter to pastry or scones or any of that kind of thing, or biscuits. So let's get all of this incorporated here. And yeah, let me know if you've been working out in the garden. I did a lot of weeding yesterday. Weeding, watering. I'm getting really, really excited for planting season. I have planted, like I say, a couple things. I did get a scented geranium, because you can use that in baking. And so I've always wanted to try it, and I thought, well, why not grow one myself? So yeah, let me know if you like to grow veggies, fruits, herbs, mostly flowers. I mostly have flowers, herbs, and a few fruits. Those are my favorite things, so that's what I gravitate towards. But they are all good. Okay, we're getting close to having this ready. It looks kind of crumbly, as you can see here. So thanks for sticking with me through this long process here. I don't think anybody is live quite yet, but I may have someone drop in to say hi. That would be awesome. But I appreciate everyone that watches the replay, and I'm sorry that this did not get scheduled as I would hoped when I went to the live section. Did not see my scheduled one anymore, so I started from scratch. That's totally fine. Okay, so we have that mixed in really well. So we are going to add some sugar. So 3/4 cup of superfine sugar. Let's open this up here. Yes, 1/4 cup. And luckily I had superfine sugar on hand. So we have that. And then we're gonna add in the raisins and the dates. So over here, oops, yeah, I cut up some medjool dates, and it's kind of overflowing because I love dates. So I thought, well, let's really add as many as we can here. Kind of chopped up, kind of in big pieces. You can chop them up finer if you want. And then we have raisins, just 1/4 cup. And again, I might add a few extra. I don't like to be skimpy on the seasonings and the fruit in the recipes. So see if we can get a lot here. There we go. Lovely. Let me know if you like fruit in your scones. I remember when we had our farmers market stand, we would do sometimes some seasonal scones with different fruits. That was a lot of fun. We also did coconut ones and hazelnut, chocolate hazelnut ones that were really popular. I think we had someone come by for the chocolate hazelnut ones every single week, or maybe it was the coconut. Either way, they were really good. Okay, So we're gonna add at least a 1/4 cup milk. We may need more, but it says we are going to be making a lumpy dough. And so let's see if this is enough. We can always add a little bit more milk if we need it, because that does not sound like a lot of milk. And sure enough, I think this is still a little dry, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more here. Oops, I think that'll be fine. We want to make sure these are not dry scones, so let me know if you like kind of individual scones or if you like these kind of batch ones that are all in a circle. And it says to put it on the baking sheet and pat it out, but I usually knead it just a tiny bit on a board to make sure it's actually come together first. And then we will get our baking sheet over here. Yeah, I just kind of turn it in on itself. Let me see if I can get this. Woo, there we go. See a little bit of what I'm doing here. Get this incorporated. Make sure it is nice and moist. So again, I don't want to overwork this, but I want to make sure that it is coming together as a nice scone circle, the best kind of circle. And also, big question, what do you like to put on your scones? There's always a debate in the UK with cream first, jam first. At the tea house, we always have cream, strawberry jam, and lemon curd. I make the lemon curd. This one just calls for putting butter on it, which is also delicious. So we're gonna follow the Welsh way today and just put butter on it, but we can always try something else later. All right, so now this has come into a nice circle, and they want it about an 8-inch round, so we'll sort of estimate. Let me get my baking pan here. Oop. Okay, there we go. It's looking so good. So let's get this patted out a little bit. And then we are supposed to kind of pre-score it into 8 wedges. So I'm gonna do quarters and then score that in half. So it says score, yeah. So we're not supposed to cut all the way, but just kind of make knife marks. So want to make it look like that. So then we have an egg yolk over here with my pastry brush, and we're going to brush this with the egg yolk and then with a little bit of brown sugar, which, oh, there it is. Okay, I'll be opening that in a moment. This is going to be delicious. Maybe I can enjoy this outside on the deck with a nice cup of tea. Let me know if you like afternoon tea or tea time. I have a small little collection of retro and some more modern afternoon tea books that I love to kind of peruse every once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break and wash my hands before I sprinkle the sugar, and we'll get this in the oven for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna try it on 15 first because I'm using a convection setting, but I will be right back. All right, so here we are. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to hook up the microphone as well. Oops. Well, I hope that the sound is coming through just fine. I wish someone was here on the live to let me know. But in just a moment, as soon as I put this in the oven, I'm going to get the microphone set up just in case we need better sound. But here's the brown sugar. It's so yummy. Actually, I'm going to put a tiny bit more in there. I don't want to skimp on the topping. Alrighty, so let's get this in the oven. I'm going to try 15 minutes first and we'll check it out. Okay, I'm going to wash up my hands, go get the microphone, and then we're going to move over here and make a pot of tea while we're waiting. It was so silly. I had the microphone charging and as I was doing this. So hopefully you could still hear me at the beginning. So sorry about that. All right, we are set up for the microphone. All right, so if you pardon me, I'm just going to move you over to the stove so we can get going on the tea. I'm actually going to start the kettle boiling here. Oops. We're just going to move over 1 second here to the stove. Oops. All right. So you can see my cute copper teapot here. Oops. All right. Sorry, I need to plug in the light so we can see a little better. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. Okay. This is definitely a real video. All right, we got the light. No high production here, but it's totally fine. Okay. So over here we have our tea kettle. Let me know if you like tea, if you prefer loose leaf or tea bags. I like both. I'm not too biased about either one. Loose leaf is always really, really nice quality. This is the one we're going to make today. Marie Antoinette tea. This is from Paris, and I did go there with my sister-in-law, I think now about 3 years ago. But she gave me a refill of this because she's living and working there right now. So very, very lucky. It has kind of a fruit and floral flavor. It's really fabulous. I don't know if you can see in here. So what I like to do is use a filter thing like this to put in either a teacup or a teapot. So this copper one is awesome. My parents gave me about 3 different ones of these, and they hold the tea really hot for quite a long time. I like to be really generous with my tea. I know normally it's a teaspoon per cup, but I actually put about 4 tablespoons in here for the full pot because I don't like to run out of flavor. And to me, a teaspoon is not enough. So that's just my style. It may be way too strong for some taste, but I can always dial it back. So I have that in here. For black teas, you always want it at 212 Fahrenheit or, boiling. And then I have my pretty teacup here. This is a made in England one that also my parents gave me this one. So we're just going to wait for the water to boil. And while the scones are in there, please let me know what you like to have with tea, if you like tea or if you prefer coffee with hot chocolate Or if you plain really mostly like cold drinks, that's awesome. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. And it is smelling amazing here. So where I work at the tea house, we serve afternoon tea. Please raise your hand. Let me know if you have been to afternoon tea. Basically, it's a lot like the British style where you have savories on the bottom, usually finger sandwiches and little crostinis or canapes, little toasts and things with savory items on the bottom. And then on the middle part are where the scones are, and then we give you spreads with that. And then usually about three types of desserts on the top, and they're usually small so that you can either enjoy them there or a lot of people take them home because they're really full by the time they've had all the other food, but it is delicious. Um, One of my friends and I, we used to tour all over Oregon and Washington going to different afternoon tea places. And she's going to be moving back here soon. So I hope to start that tradition again because it's so much fun to try new places. Let me know if you love to go out to eat or try lots of different foods. It's really, really fun. I really enjoy that. And actually, while we're over here, let me show you some more of my teas. I have a big tea cabinet here that's semi-organized. This is another tea that my boss gave me that's delicious. It tastes a lot like a black tea with pineapple. It's a Lunar New Year one. I love these pretty tins. Um, Oh, this is a fun one. I actually blended this tea in London at the Fortnum and Mason store. It still smells really good. It's what did I put in here now? Oh, it's a green loose leaf tea, and it has floral notes, kind of jasmine and cornflowers in here. So that was a fun one to make myself. Also, I have a lot of sugar cubes and things, these cute little pineapple sugar cubes that my boss gave me with that tea. I also have this bamboo tea that my sister-in-law gave me. I need to try this, but it looks amazing. Let me see what else. Oh, and this is something special. I actually have two tea bushes um, out in the garden, and I made my own white tea. This is what it looks like, just tiny little leaves. White tea basically means that you pick the youngest, smallest leaves first thing in the spring, and you just air dry them until they're completely dry. And it makes kind of a either not very colored or slightly golden hued tea. So that's really nice. So this one, the one with the funny name, is my absolutely favorite tea. It's called pu'er. It's a fermented tea. This one is loose leaf and not in cakes, but I love this one. This is a huge classic that my friend gave me, and it's one of my absolute favorites. Just Yorkshire tea or Yorkshire Gold. It's a classic black tea. What else do I have in here? Ooh, this one appeals to me on occasion. Black Cask Bourbon. It has kind of a smoky flavor to it. It's kind of fun. Um, this one I need to try. It's really really cute. It's a white sky tea, and it comes in this cute little tin. I just love this. Anyway, so many teas in my collection. Let's see what I have here. I also have a Russian royalty. I got it at a European shop. And this one, yeah, it's super, super floral, and the tea is really big. Um, And I love that because I love floral black teas. And here is another Russian one, Tsar Nicholas II. This one is also really nice. Again, I think floral. Let me smell this again. Oh, yeah. This one is a little fruitier, though. There are little bits of things. So, anyways, yeah, these are awesome teas. And here is another pu'er. This is the cha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And it comes in kind of cakes like this. And now I noticed our water is boiling. Perfect. All right, so let's take this off the stove. We are going to pour that, and this handle is a little hot. Pour that right into this teapot filter thing. Pour that nearly to the top here. And then, yeah, just a little bit more. And I always let that steep about 5 minutes. There we go. So we can take a look at a few more teas that I have here. Oh, here's some more. Oh, yeah, yeah. So here's a Palais de Thé one, another French one. This is such a lovely fruity one that my cousin gave me. Oh, just look at those beautiful chunks of fruit, and there's also coconut, which I absolutely love. So that's another lovely one. Fruity jungle tea. I need another refresher. I think it's another fruity coconut one, but it's a tea bag, this one. I actually got this when I was in the Netherlands last summer at a little shop. Oh, and there's so many more, but oh, these are super, super cute sugar cubes. I need to have a guest over to try these, but they're little macarons that my sister-in-law got me. So cute. Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this tea tour. Oh, I see even more back here. Oh, oh yes. So here's a special Louvre tea. This is a green garden one. Oh, so nice. Oh my gosh. I wish you could smell that. Anyway, this tea tour is very fun. Okay, and I have some tea bags that are organic pomegranate green. This smells really good. It has tea bags in there. And I think our scones will be ready in a couple minutes, and our tea is going to be ready in about 3 minutes. These are nice. So these are pomegranate oolong. Really nice tea bags. Lovely. And oh, yeah, this is another, I dried these tea leaves as well and mixed in cherry blossoms. So this is my own tea as well. So those are all really nice. Here is a green tea, a jade cloud. This is really lovely. Look how beautiful that is. And we are just about a minute away. I'm going to get my hot pads out so we can see how this is looking. Ooh. Oh. Wow. This is looking really beautiful. You can see this. I'm going to just kind of stick a knife in the center and see if it's still doughy or not. Yeah, it's still a little doughy. Okay. Well, let's put it in for another 5 minutes. But our tea is almost ready. Okay. Here we go. Let's do 5 minutes, or maybe 6 minutes, because we still had about a minute left on the timer there. Ooh, little bit of brown sugar got on the hot stove. Oops. Okay, so it's about a minute and 23 seconds to our tea. So I want to show you again this copper teapot. It is so cute. It has the 3 legs because you can put a candle under here to keep it hot. But I've discovered that, well, I really never needed the candle. It stays pretty hot for quite a while because it's metal. So that's a huge advantage because the porcelain ones don't tend to hold the heat quite as well. Sometimes they need a cozy or something. So yeah, this is looking good. Oh, oops. All right, I'm gonna put this back and then it should be just about time to pour our tea. And I hope you can join me at home with your own cup of tea or your beverage of choice. So I'm going to call that good. I have a little plate here that we can put this on. And these really nice teas, you can actually re-steep this at least one time. Get some more flavor out of that. Ooh, it's really, really hot. Okay. We'll get this in there. I'm going to use this just to make sure my hand doesn't burn. And let's pour it into our cup. Ooh, that's so nice. Okay, look how beautiful that looks. Very Parisian. I might need a little bit of milk in this, but oh, that's nice. Yeah, very, very floral, a little bit fruity. That's really nice. I'm gonna put a little splash of milk in here, which is my preference. What do you prefer? Do you prefer milk, sugar and milk, just sugar, lemon? If you do drink tea, let me know what you put in there. So fun to find out. And I will be sharing this recipe as well. So don't worry about that. That is nice. Cheers to you. Happy tea times. I'm really hoping for more warm days ahead, but also rain for the plants. So I just absolutely love spring. It's when everything is green in bloom, just absolutely fabulous. It is so nice. So let's see. Okay, we've got 2 more minutes on the scones. They are smelling amazing. So nice. Cheers to you. I hope you're having a fabulous day. And thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. And let me know what plans you have for the rest of the week and the weekend. We are getting excited to visit my son's college soon. So that's on the radar. A lot of fun things coming up. So I am looking forward to that. And as we wait, I realize we need to look at this book a little bit more. So I actually took the cover off because it was getting kind of ratty and everything. But this is The Pleasures of Afternoon Tea, and it even has a little happy birthday message for someone. So sweet. So 1987. So this has absolutely beautiful big photos in it, which I absolutely love. It's just something I seriously, even though I've read it before and looked at it, I just love to sit down in a comfy chair and look at this. And it talks about all kinds of different teas you can have. It even mentions a power tea, like the used to be the power lunch in the 1980s. So very fun. Then it talks about different kinds of tea. And it does have a few recipes for tea drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Has a champagne punch, different things in there. Here's the sandwich section, sandwiches and savories. It even has little cheese straws and things. Here's some beautiful sandwiches. I love how fancy they are. And then the breads and buns. I love this picnic. It looks very 80s with these um, quilted items there. But ooh, look at these classic Chelsea buns. Let me know if there's anything in here you would like me to review and make here. And then there's a whole scone section, which really delights me. And this is the Welsh batch scone that we're making, all cut up. Oh, and perfect timing. It's time to check those scones. Ooh, I think this might be just about done. Let's take that knife. Okay, still a tiny bit doughy in the middle. Okay, just gonna pop it in for maybe just another 3 or 4 minutes. Let's try 4. Okay, I'm gonna make sure it's not doughy. Uh, so that means we have a little bit more time to look at this cookbook. So there's even things like the drop scones, which are a lot more like pancakes, which are cute. Ooh, and then we have the cookies. I just savor the photos so much. It reminds me of a lot of parties I've had. There's some really classic shortbread. Let me know what your favorite cookies are in the chat or comment. And then we have Scotch oatmeal cookies, cranberry oatmeal. Oh, all of these look so good. And then pies and pastries, which is really nice. I love this little cute little rose tea set. It looks like it's in a little children's area. That looks nice. And we have some fruit tarts here. Let me know if you love pies and tarts. We have some pastry windmills. Those are so cute. And then on to the cakes. Look at that lovely chocolate cake. That looks so good. And very, very classic Victoria sponge. That is one of my favorites because you can put all kinds of different jam in here. I made it once with a strawberry rhubarb jam, and I like to add a little cream on top as well. I think that is really yummy. Here's a pretty marble cake. Let me know if any of these look good to you. Dundee cake, Madeira cake, these are very classic British ones. I love this little kitchen setup, full page spread of the kitchen. Oh, here's some orange tulip. It looks so good. And then, let's see here. Oh, the petaflores are so cute. Let me know if you've ever made these. I have on occasion. They are, as they would say, kind of in a British term, they're very fiddly. So it's a little tricky to make them, but they are worth it when you want something fancy. Very classic strawberries and cream. I love how perfectly laid out these strawberries are. That is lovely. Oh, of course, that's a trifle. Very British. Ooh, here's a chocolate mousse. That looks delicious as well. And there's also holiday and special occasion recipes, even like a bûche de Noël and things like that. Special Shrove Tuesday pancakes. They look kind of like crepes. Passover cookies. A lot of lovely things in here. Oh my gosh, this Christmas cake recipe is really long. Probably a lot of different fruits in there. And then There's even the guilt-free section, which is very, very dated because it's kind of like low fat and low calorie and stuff like that. So, anyways, very funny. Also, we have jams and preserves that looks lovely. All right, let's check our scones again. See how they are doing. Oh, this is so nice and golden brown. Oh, look how beautiful. And I'm gonna test and see how this is looking. Hopefully it's not doughy still. Still, yeah, maybe just a tad bit doughy. Maybe because it's a little bit thick in the middle, but that's okay. I think, oops. Yeah, let's try another couple minutes on that. I think it should be done after this. It took a little longer than I thought, actually. Probably longer than their 20 minutes. Let's have more tea. Mm. So let's get back to this book here a little bit since we have extra time. Ooh, let me know, anyone, if you like mincemeat. This one actually has real meat in it. There are kinds that just have the fruit and then just, the mincemeat flavors. I have made mincemeat with meat before, and it's very good. It's a lot of work, but you can make a big batch and keep it in the freezer and that sort of thing. My dad loves mincemeat tart. Very, very classic. Marmalade. I made marmalade a little while ago on this channel. If you want to check it out, it was a 1940's breakfast. That was really fun. Yeah, here's our Welsh scones again. They love to feature those. I love this kind of diet recipe, just minted fresh strawberries. That's all that is. So very interesting. Featherweight chocolate chip cookies. Ah, so you're just using egg whites in here. Very interesting. The 80s was full of kind of low fat, no fat stuff. So, oh, they even have a black bun in here, which sounds really interesting. A lot of fun recipes from different areas. Oh, these are really cute. The little Valentine kisses kind of meringues that are cute. I love those. And ooh, a pavlova is always so pretty as well. Let me know if you've ever made a trifle. I made one for a Christmas once, and it was really good. A lot of things to make, but it is well worth it. This one just uses, oh, it actually uses a layer of Victoria sponge cake or a recipe of ladyfingers. Interesting. Ooh, peach creme fraiche. That actually sounds really good. I guess it's a gelatin dessert. And I think this setting is really, really cute out in the garden. That's what I look forward to doing, is doing a little garden tea hopefully this year. Let me know if that sounds fun to you. And oh, yeah, you can make your own lady fingers for, a lot of recipes call for lady fingers, but I found it kind of hard to find around town to buy. So it would be nice to have a recipe for that. Um, Hazelnut tea loaf, that sounds good. We grow a lot of hazelnuts here in Oregon. Let me know if you like hazelnuts. And there's that orange loaf, there's a fig loaf. The loaf breads are really nice for tea because they don't require a lot of work. So, all right. So, caramel cake, one of my favorites. All right, we're going to check those scones and hopefully we can taste a bite. Come on, scones. Here we are. All right, let's check this out. I think, oh, it's so interesting that it's still doughy inside. Huh, I guess this is really thick, huh? Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it still has a doughy part there. All right, you know what? I'm gonna cover this up with foil just a little bit, just so it doesn't over brown too much. And then let's see if we can get that center cooked or baked. Somehow it's still doughy in there. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes when you have a whole round of scones, I've noticed they take longer to get done in the middle. So let's try 5 more minutes. Yeah, we don't want it so doughy in the middle. So now we have a little more time to look at this book. Sorry, the scones are taking so long, but hopefully you enjoy this chat. You can always skip around on this video and the replay if you'd like. But I wanted to take a little bit more of a look at the savories. Um, Here, this is really interesting, these caviar puffs, because you're making uh, cream puffs basically, but you're making them savory. So, oh, you put sour cream in here. That's really clever. And even if you don't want caviar in there, you could put some other topping on there. It'd be delicious. Um, I think that's a great idea. It looks really cute and pretty. Oh, there's even some cheese and curry puffs. So lots of different kind of variations on savory cream puffs. Um, and I find these sandwiches so cute. One tip I would give you when you're trying to make these really finely cut sandwiches is to take the bread, freeze the bread ahead of time, take it out, put the filling on quickly, and make sure to cut it when it's still pretty frozen with a serrated knife like this. That way you'll have nice clean edges. That is a huge, huge saver when it comes to making nice sandwiches. Egg and cress. So I need to desperately plant this outside, but I do have a watercress plant. As you can see, it's starting to yellow a little bit. It needs some love because it needs to be repotted, but this is so yummy. And here is a recipe for egg and cress sandwiches. Really good. There's a tuna one, which is yummy. Golden chicken, salmon and cucumber. Let me know if any of these flavors sound good to you. And oh, the very classic Irish soda bread here, crumpets. Oh, I absolutely love those. We recently went to Seattle and I tried a really nice crumpet and tea place. It was so good. And I have made sourdough versions of crumpets. Let me know if you love these. They're a lot like English muffins, but kind of a slightly different with different types of holes, but they're really, really good. Um, and oh, here are the English muffins. So you can either have crumpets or English muffins. They're both yummy. Barn bread. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but that is something we used to make for the farmer's market. And basically, you have dried fruit and you soak it overnight in tea. And then, oh, and the brown sugar. And then you mix it with the rest of the bread ingredients and it makes a really nice loaf. It's really super moist and delicious. Oh, here's a very classic glazed tea ring, which is so good. My mom used to make ones kind of like this that we would call a kringle and give these away for Christmas with different fillings. Lardy cake. I've got to try this sometime. I do actually have a little bit of lard here, so we could see if the lard would work. Um, of course, the Chelsea buns that we saw, so good. And then scones. Yes, you can see here that they have cream and jam, and they have butter over here. Oh, there's whole wheat banana scones down here, cheese scones, which are yummy. We also used to make cheddar and basil scones, which were quite good. I love the spud scones. They're used, you can use up cooked potatoes in here, treacle or molasses, which sounds really nice for the fall. That sounds good. And of course, drop scones, very delicate kind of pancake one. And it's time to check the scones one more time. Fingers crossed. Let's see how these look. Let's see. Hopefully they're good. Fourth or fifth time's a charm. Let us see. Okay, I think. Let's see this. Mm, I think. Yeah, I think they're just, yeah, just about done. So you can see that it's still a little moist in the middle, but let's take a little bite of this hot one. Mm. Mm. Wow. Mm. That is even tastier than I imagined. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Mm. Oh wow. It, mm, that is so so good. I think it's the dates and the spices, but look how fabulous that is. Wow. So definitely know that it's going to take a little longer, probably. I would start out with 20 minutes, but this is fabulous. And cheers to you. I hope you enjoyed our tea time, and thank you for hanging out with me. And thank you to everybody in the replay. I will see you later. All right, I will see you soon. Bye.